Hello, traders. FS Collector here. Today is Monday, so happy Monday. Hopefully, everybody had a fairly good weekend. And it is March 10th. So, how is everybody today? Not a whole lot's changed since last week. Boy, the US dollar definitely looks like it wants to turn, but unfortunately, it really hasn't actually made much of a turn yet. But we are still sitting at the 50% Fibonacci retracement, which is the retracement of this whole last move up. We're also sitting at the 38% Fibonacci extension of the wave A on the weekly time frame, projected out the top of the wave B, which the wave B I think is right here. So we are definitely at a pretty important area, and that definitely is kind of an overextended type move. So I'm definitely with anybody that thinks that this thing could pull back, and I do see possibly one, two, three, four, five waves. So there is five waves down. So I mean, if it does confirm a turn, it might even turn into a pretty decent turn because it could even make a wave two, and a wave two could go potentially 78% of this whole move down. So. If we do get a confirmation of a breakup structure, it might even turn into a big old ABC of two, probably lasting several weeks, and like I said, possibly even making a 78% correction to this whole last move down. Pretty decent move, possibly. But anyways, first thing first is we have to take a look at the news calendar for the week so we can be aware of what is likely going on. Not a whole lot going on this week overall. We do have President Trump on the calendar. He just recently got on the calendar, so we'll have to take a look at the White House schedule, see if we can figure out what time he is talking. But President Trump is talking this evening, apparently. Tomorrow we got job openings for the U.S., so that definitely could be a pretty decent one at 2 p.m. And just keep in mind that the U.S. did change their clocks forward. Spring forward was this weekend in the U.S. It actually hasn't started in the UK or most of the rest of the world for a couple more weeks. And then Wednesday is going to be a really big day because Wednesday is CPI inflation data for the US. And we also have interest rate for the Canadian pairs on Wednesday also, which they do plan on lowering interest rates 25 basis points on Wednesday. So that could possibly make a pretty nice move in the Canadian pairs. And inflation data is definitely something else to keep an eye on. And then on Thursday, we got core PPI, regular PPI unemployment for the dollar. We got GDP on Friday for the pound, and we got consumer sentiment and inflation expectations on Friday. So definitely a lot of pretty decent news this week. And plus, yeah, keep an eye on this guy. We gotta definitely keep an eye on when that guy is talking because he is definitely turned into a big old market mover. That's for sure. So, anyways, I am the main purpose of these live streams is to take requests from the audience. So, if anybody does have something they want me to look at for them to analyze, I don't really care what it is. I can look at stocks, crypto, pretty much anything. Then definitely put them in the chats on YouTube. I'll be more than happy to take a look at pretty much anything anybody wants me to look at. Excuse me. And also, don't forget to check out my free Discord channel, which is the link I just put in the chat, and it's in the description. It is 100% free to join. We currently have 5,772 members, so pretty big community of traders. Excuse me. So, US dollar, huh? The problem with the US dollar is that it still has a broken structure. Even on the 1 hour time frame, we don't have what I would consider a confirmation of this turn to the upside. Now, don't get me wrong, it definitely looks like a complete downtrend for sure. It looks like this downtrend is complete. We just don't really have confirmation with the break of structure yet. And the problem is when you don't have a break of structure, I've seen these type of situations before where it looks like a complete trend. You don't have a break of structure, it goes up, rejects structure, then goes right down and keeps on continuing the downtrend. And another thing that might make you want to become really bullish on the dollar too is this daily time frame. The daily time frame has three spikes in a row to the downside, these three tails right there. That definitely would be something that probably would turn most people pretty bullish also. But this is another thing that I really don't put a whole lot of weight into because I've seen these type of things before also. I was just looking at an example over here. We had it, maybe 3 days in a row right there where there was a big old bullish spike to the top side and then it just kept on going. And I've seen that type of stuff a bunch of times in the past where it will look like this and then it will just later on just go down again. So just be a little bit careful counter trend trading these dollar pairs. Like I said, this keep an eye on this structure. I mean, if we break in this, hold this structure with momentum, then I'm gonna definitely say that we're in for a pretty big pullback on the dollar pairs. If it doesn't do that, but instead maybe just breaks it and rejects it, and it could easily just keep on going down, very easily. Yo dollar, boy, the yo dollar looks totally like it wants to break to the downside. I mean, we're right at the 61% Fibonacci. It totally looks a little bit overextended. We got spikes on the top side. I mean, logically, you definitely would think that we would make a pretty decent little pullback before we continue the uptrend. But like I said, I personally am very cautious with these type of situations. The market usually will tell you when a trend is over if you pay attention to structure on the correctly tuned time frame. We definitely don't have a break of structure whatsoever. You know, this little break of structure right here doesn't prove that anything is over because that's just proving that this last wave from here to here is over. We could just be in a crescent to this wave right here, and this thing could at pretty much at any time end up continuing the uptrend. Now, if it does decide to go down, if it does decide to break to the downside, and the US dollar index decides to break to the upside, I will be more than happy to start looking for shorts from that point on. But boy, it's still pretty bullish, to be honest with you. I'm with everybody, though. I mean, I'm totally with everybody who thinks that it definitely looks like something that would pull back. Definitely looks like we'd make a little bit of a pullback, maybe even a nice significant pullback. But like I said, I'm cautious about these type of situations because I've seen these things many times, and just they are not a trustworthy pattern. So, anyways, pound dollar is starting a pretty decent little pullback, as you can see. Pound dollar, 61%, nice little spikes on top. It looks like we're turning into an engulfing move to the downside. I would say there's a pretty good chance that we do have that turn. Now, the thing with the pound dollar is the pound dollar, in my eyes, did break a pretty significant structure. So this one does look like it is going down. The euro is itself as a currency is still very strong. Now, even if it does go down, I would definitely expect it to be a crescent to this last wave up. I think it will just go down to a percentage of this last wave up and most likely continue the uptrend from there. So overall, I am definitely very bullish on this also. Definitely still looking for longs. This, like I said, more than likely, we are just looking at a crescent to this last wave up from here to here. So now that we are getting a break, which I'm personally just waiting for it to break and hold, and then once it does break and hold, first thing I'll do is tell my Fibonacci retracement on the whole move, and I would personally expect to see some sort of a crescent to that move, you know, like an ABC or a WXY or something along those lines. Until that happens, we can't really confirm. I mean, this thing could go down. This could possibly be some sort of like a expanding or flat or something like that. It could go down, reject structure, and then just go right back up. So we're definitely going to want to be a little bit careful with assuming that this uptrend is over and that this is nothing more than a pullback within an uptrend. But like I said, it definitely looks like a really good place to pull back. So that's kind of where we need to be cautious. 61% fib, good nice little spikes. US dollar looks like it's ready for a pullback. So I think there is a good chance for a pullback of this last move up. And gold is starting to turn down pretty hard too, as you can notice. There's a couple possibilities on gold for me. Possibility number one is that this is an A, this is already completed a B, and that we're already going down for a C. Which if that is true, I would probably expect at least a $2,800 area before it potentially goes back up. You know, that making this a wave one, that makes this a wave two, this a wave three, ABC a four, then back up for wave five, probably around the $3,000 area because we have the 261% Fibonacci extension from the weekly time frame right at that zone. So that's definitely the more likely possibility. But when you look at it on the sort of time frames, it does kind of look like something that might go up again. Um, it almost looks like maybe this really is some sort of like a wave A, and maybe this is like some sort of a WXY or something. You know, one, two, three waves down W, one, two, three waves up X, one, two, three waves down Y, bounces from a fib level and then turns back up, making a wave C, and then we'd have the ABC of B. So it's kind of hard to tell for sure. I mean, on the higher time frames, like the daily time frame, it looks like it's going down, and it looks like it might keep going down. But I'm actually leaning towards this as a more likely scenario. I think it's a WXY of B, and I think it's going to bounce off either the 50, 61% and probably go back up to make this C. So that way you'll have the one up, one down, one up for the wave B, and then get the big push down, making this over here the A and this the B, and then potentially down for a C. So that potentially would be a pretty good opportunity if you get a nice little fib bounce to go long, that is. So keep an eye on your fib levels because if this really is a WXY, then a wave Y should only make 3 waves down, unlike a wave C. If it was a wave C, it would make 5 waves down and then go up and break structure. But because it could be a wave Y, it might just make 3 waves down, Fibonacci bounce, and golfing move, and then just go up. So definitely keep an eye on your gold. I would be careful though because the daily time frame may be telling us that it's going down. It's pretty strong. It's definitely, one down, one up. It could turn into one down and then up like that. So be a little bit cautious. Pay attention to your fib levels as always. Hopefully you'll be trading in the right direction. Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to start taking requests from people. First come, first serve. If you have something you want me to look at, put it in the chats. I'd be more than happy to look at basically anything. If I keep getting requests for analysis, then I'll stay on for up to an hour. If not, then we'll cut it a little sooner. We'll see. So if you want me to look at something, definitely put it in the chat. So I'll be more than happy to check anything out. So yeah, the JPY basket, boy, this thing has been pretty indecisive about what it wants to do in a way. I'm definitely still sticking to my original analysis, which is that this is going to keep going up, but we are still at that crucial point. Kind of reminds me of when the dollar index was sitting at that crucial point for quite a while before we really got a confirmation of a turn. Now, I mean, for me, still, I mean, it still is sitting at that 78%. And if it does turn down, if it does break structure, then it definitely could be the end of a correction. Go down, make a wave C, wave A. So we're at a little bit of a crucial point. To me, I still think there's a better chance that it's going to keep going up, making higher highs, higher lows. But we are at the 78% Fibonacci retracement. We're also at the 100% Fibonacci extension. So if this is an A, this is a B, and this is a C, then it's a really good place for it to turn down. So we are still keeping an eye on this. I am definitely still recommending longs on the JPY basket, but it's getting to the point where it's so choppy and so indecisive that you almost want to wait for another breakout or something. But and the trend is definitely up for sure, 100%. US dollar yen kind of depends a lot on the dollar too, in a way, because if the dollar pulls back, then this is probably going to pull back also. And the thing with the dollar yen, yeah, I did check it out, Chrissy, but we can look again, no problem. How's it going? Hey, Steven. Yeah, definitely. I'll check out the Yo Aussie. No problem. And the Yo Yen and Nasdaq, definitely. So the thing with the dollar yen is that we are sitting at a pretty important fib level. The 61% is supposed to be like the golden ratio. It's usually a pretty good area for a bounce, definitely. Which, by the way, is where the pound dollar and the euro dollar are both sitting right now. So it definitely seems like a good place to pull back. It seems like we might make a correction to this last wave down, making another lower high later on, especially if the dollar index really does turn to the upside. Do we actually have a break of structure, though, is the question. We definitely don't, do we? Let's get rid of that fib. Yeah, I mean, geez. Even on the 1 hour time frame, there's no break. I mean, it's lower high, lower high, lower high. To be honest with you, the break of structure that for me that would confirm is right here, anyways, because that's the last ABC correction. So in order for this move down to be over, I would have to see a break and hold above there. Otherwise, anything I see to the upside, I would be looking at as possibly another correction down. The only problem is that because we're sitting at the 61% fib, and because we are looking at the dollar index as possibly turning up, this might possibly turn up also, making a pretty decent move to the pullback. No, I didn't look at the YoCad yet, but I definitely can check that out for you, no problem. So yeah, keep an eye out for a pullback. It does definitely seem like a likely place for a pullback. just because the 61% is usually a pretty big area of resistance. But be careful. It literally could just go up a little bit and right back down it goes. So definitely be careful. Yeah, no problem. Dollar CAD. Yeah, for sure. Dollar CAD is another one that is kind of at a pretty crucial point whether or not it's really going to turn it out. Definitely. So let's see here. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. So we're going to go in order down through. So NASDAQ is next. Oh, wow. NASDAQ broke right down. Yeah, we're definitely in that big wave four, aren't we? Jeez, look at it go. Yeah, we're gonna have to clear out some of these Fibonacci levels. The wave three is definitely over. There's no doubt about that. Look at that. Phew, that's a big, strong move. One of the guys in our group was pointing out that this possibly could be the ABC right here, which I do see that possible too, but I think it's just all one uptrend for the wave three. So more than likely, we're only in a wave A of a wave four, most likely. So a wave four probably should be a correction to the whole wave three. So the wave three, hmm, I wonder if that's a 345 because that is a pretty strong move. But I wonder if it's possible that this is the three, this is the four, and then this is the five, and this move from here to here is potentially over. Definitely could be. Hmm. Right now, I'd be looking at it as possibly a wave four, which would be a question to this move, mostly because of correlated pairs. Yeah, that definitely doesn't look like the big wave four on the S&P 500 or on the Dow Jones. So, yeah, I think it's just a wave four. I think it's probably going to make some sort of an A, B, C, maybe down to the 38 or 50% before it potentially goes up and makes a wave five. So I think it is going to turn back up, but we are likely in a correction that will last a while. I am on the weekly time frame, so until we can get a break of structure on this move down, I would definitely still suggest shorts. I mean, this is definitely still a wave A. It might actually go down to 38% possibly too. So before it actually turns back up and makes it corrects into the whole move down, which would likely be a wave B. So the next move would likely be a pretty big move up for B, probably someplace between the 38 and 78% of this move down. But the move down is definitely not over yet. I mean, there's no break of structure. There's nothing confirming the move has finished. It could literally just go up, go down, hit the 38%, do like a double bottom, and then turn up for the wave B, which would be a correction to the wave A. So I would definitely still be suggesting shorts for sure. Yo yen. The yo itself is still pretty strong overall. The thing with this pattern is most wave C's do take out the high of wave A, and it has not taken out the high. Well, maybe it did by a pip. It definitely looks like a potential ABC. It looks like something that could turn down. I'm really basing all my JPY analysis on the JPY basket. So for me, if the JPY basket does break down, then I'm definitely going to start looking for longs on all the JPY pairs. But it still hasn't broken down, so I'm definitely still just suggesting shorts. I'm definitely still suggesting shorts on the JPY pairs. I mean, this could literally just be another pullback. It could make another lower high, and just keep on going down. So unless the JPY basket says otherwise, I am definitely looking for shorts in the downtrend. This up here definitely could be the end of a wave C. I mean, this could be a one, two. We could be in a wave three, and it could just keep on making lower lows, lower highs. So unless the JPY basket breaks down, I'm definitely still looking for shorts in a downtrend. Let's see here. Yo, Ozzy. Keep putting the requests in the chats if anybody has anything. Definitely put it in the chats. Be more than happy to look at anything. Yeah, we're gonna look at the Yo Aussie, and then we got the US dollar CAD. Look at the EU again for Chrissy. Let's see. Yo Aussie has been in a very strong uptrend. I personally think the Yo Aussie is in a wave three all the way up on the monthly. I think we're currently in a wave three. If this really is a wave three, then the next few monthly candles are probably gonna all be bullish. That doesn't mean there's not gonna be some big pullbacks on sort of time phase, but I'm I think this Yo Aussie is gonna look like this in the long run. I think it's going to go all the way back up towards the high of these spikes. So I'm very, very bullish on pretty much all four of these pairs: Euro Aussie, Euro Kiwi, Pound Aussie, Pound Kiwi. It's another one of those situations where it kind of seems like a pullback would be likely, just because we're at a fib level. There's definitely some resistance over here. But if this is a wave one, wave two, and wave three, it might just pull back a little bit and just keep on trending. So the trend is definitely your friend on some of these pairs. The thing is I personally think that a lot of these Forex pairs are going to trend over the next year or two. You know, even when we're talking about the euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar, pretty much all these pairs I think are going to be trending. So when you're in a trending market, you know, we haven't been in a trending market for a while now, probably a couple of years uh, since around the COVID era. I mean, on the higher time frames, like a weekly, monthly time frame trend. So if we are in a trendy market for the next few months, you have to remember the trend is your friend, because boy, you could see something like this and then it just pulls back and goes. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then it pulls back and it goes again. So be very, very, very cautious. I personally would not be recommending shorts whatsoever. I would only be looking for logs. I'd be looking to go log at every single little three-way pullback I could even possibly identify the end of, until at least some sort of a higher time frame move tells me otherwise. One, two, three waves down. One, two, three waves down. Even that's one, two, three waves down. One, two, three waves down. One, two, three waves down. I would be longs all the way. If it goes down, great. That's one, two, three waves down. Go long again. So I'm definitely longs all the way on the dollar pair, Yo Aussie that is, because I think we're in a big giant wave three. If Chrissy's still here, I still do not see any confirmation whatsoever that the euro dollar is going down in anything beyond a crutch into the last wave up. The last wave up is almost a perfect five waves. We may possibly just be in a crutch into those five waves. Now, I do not disagree with anybody that thinks that the dollar pair should pull back. I just think that if this really is going to be a trendy market over the next several months, we have to keep in mind that most of these candles are going to be pretty bullish at the end of the candle. And you're going to be on the sort of time phase thinking that they're going to go down in a big way, and maybe they will, maybe they won't, but it could literally just go down and then up again, or it could turn right here and go up again, or it could go down, reject structure and go up again. So just remember that the trend is very heavily up on the higher time frames. Now the story is going to change if it goes down and breaks with momentum. Then I would throw my Fibonacci retracement on the whole move, and then I would expect at least a 38 to 78% pullback in the whole move. But we don't even know that that's true yet. We could literally just be in a crutch into these last five waves up. So I was thinking this is possibly already an ABC right here. I took a little bit of a long on the euro dollar today, which I'm still holding. This could be like a wave one. If this makes a higher low, it could be a wave two, and it could turn into a wave three. That could already be an ABC correction. Now I don't really know that's true, and like I said, it definitely looks like it's due for a pullback on the higher time frames. But all I do know is that the higher time frames are in an uptrend, and there's no reason to say the trend is over. And when the trend is not over, I look for any reason I can to go long at the end of any single kind of three-way pullback that I may possibly see on the sort of time frames. So I'm not gonna let it go too much against me. Like I said, I am long on this, but if it goes down, even below that low, I'm probably gonna get out. I'm definitely gonna get out. That is the only way I'm staying in is if I see it make a higher low, and turn up. Otherwise, I'm definitely getting out. Because I do agree with everybody that thinks that this is should make a pullback. I just don't agree that it's really confirmed any pullback yet. US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD is pretty strong still. We have pretty important Canadian news on Wednesday. Plus, pretty much anytime Trump talks about tariffs, it moves the CAD pretty well. US dollar CAD is definitely pretty strong still. I personally was expecting it to go down for a wave B, for a wave C or B. I was watching it today. I didn't go short because it didn't confirm the turn, but I was watching the 61% today, and if it had made a turn there, I definitely would have taken it as a short. I was thinking that it was an A, B, C, but it has not turned, has it? What do you think? 1.446. 446. It's only a little bit above where we're at now. Looks like it's almost already hit that area. I was thinking it was going to turn down, but honestly, if it does this, that's going to be even better because that potentially could be the ABC. I personally still think we're in a wave two on this. I'm definitely still looking at it as a possible wave two. I was hoping it was going to make a nice pullback. It was going to be A, B, C, and then go down is what I was hoping for. We'll see what it does on the short term though. 4 hour time frame, I got my Fibonacci retracement on the last push down from here to here. So if we do, if it does go up to the 78% and make an impulsive engulfing turn, it's probably at that point going to go down, make a wave C, and this would be the A, and this would be the B, and that would be the C. And that would be the A here, that would be the B down here, and then potentially back up maybe Wednesday for the wave C. I was hoping this was going to finish off a wave B between now and Wednesday, and then maybe Wednesday we could go long for the C, and then, I don't know, next week sometime, down for the continuation of the downtrend. Yeah, I did the Euro dollar a couple times, but I usually do look at it a few times, so I can look at it again, no problem. Let's see if anybody does have any requests. Definitely put them in the chats. Euro dollar's trying to push down. If it breaks this low, then it probably is going down. But boy, it does kind of almost resemble an ABC corrector, especially on this 15-minute time frame. So I'm looking at it as possibly making a higher low. If it does make a higher low, then it's probably a wave one, probably wave two, wave three to come. But logically, because of the daily time frame, I would agree with anybody that thinks it should go down. I just know that a really high percentage of retail traders are shorting this thing, and a lot of the times when retail traders are really highly short, it ends up going up more and then up more and really stopping everybody out before it makes a big move to the downside. It totally looks like something that should go down, though. I do not disagree. Ah, nice. Congratulations. One, two, three, four, five. I mean, it totally looks like something that should go down. I do not disagree whatsoever. It seems like it should go down, take out these lows, and make a crescent to the whole move up. I just know for a fact that this push down doesn't prove that it's going down. The only thing that's going to prove it's going down is a break of this low right here. But it does look like it wants to go down. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it because if it does make a higher low, I definitely will go long for sure. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is in Cretson mode also. I mean, it totally seems like it should make a Cretson for sure. Pound dollar is pretty strong to the downside. That's definitely confirmed the pullback. Now that's going down like that, I would actually get rid of this fib for now because that's not going to do us any good anymore. And I would put a Fibonacci retracement from here to here on the pound dollar. And I would be looking for a retracement, most likely someplace between the 38 and the 78% Fibonacci retracement of this whole move up. So if it really is what it looks like it is, then it's probably gonna make a pretty decent pullback before it goes up. So definitely keep an eye on that potentially. It's looking pretty strong to the downside, definitely. Yo, it's still very strong. Oh yeah, look at that Aussie dollar. That turned out very well. I didn't actually trade this today, but boy, that would have been a hell of a trade. Yeah, that definitely turned out really well, didn't it? That is almost definitely. Look at that. Yeah, that's gonna end up going up again, I bet. I bet it's gonna go back up to the 78%, but we'll see what it does. Could just keep on going down. No problem, buddy. Yeah, definitely. Check it out. I do these live streams every weekday, so definitely stop in around 6 p.m. London time, or well, right now it's actually 2 p.m. New York time because the clock's changed. So it's only 4 hour difference instead of 5 hours difference between the US and the UK. So yeah, does anybody else have any more requests? Like I said, I don't mind staying on for close to an hour, but only if I keep getting requests. So if anybody else has anything they want me to look at, definitely put it in the chats. I'd be more than happy to look. If anybody is interested in my membership program, it is fxpertcollector.com. You get access to a ton of benefits, including every single trade that I get into with stop losses and everything. So check that out. The link for that is in the chat and the description. If you just want to join my Discord channel, it is 100% free to join. You do not ever have to pay a dime if you do not want to. So my Discord channel itself is 100% free. Yeah, I can take a look at silver for you. No problem. Let's see. Silver. It might give you a little bit of a clue about what gold is doing too, honestly. Boy, it does look like it wants to go down for the wave 4, doesn't it? Wave A, wave B, wave C of 4, and then back up for wave 5. And then we'll have a complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C on the very high time frames. That does look like it's going to go up one more time. Then we'll have a B, C, and then maybe back down again. Because this totally looks to me like an ABC also on the monthly time frame. So I think we need to have a wave 5 or wave C to confirm the. And then if it turns again at the 61%, that'd be a nice trade. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I think that's going to potentially go down. If this goes down, gold will probably go down too for its wave C. It really looks like it's turning. Nice lower high, nice impulsive down. I mean, I guess you keep an eye on it just in case it is some sort of a ABC and then it turns back up again. But boy, the higher time frames definitely look pretty bearish. This isn't a pair that I keep up with, but it does kind of follow gold to a little bit of an extent. It almost kind of does look like, maybe. Like that's 5 waves of A. This is like an A, B, C, a B or something. Then back up for a C. And then down again like that. 4 hour daily time frame does kind of look like this is possible. Kind of a rangy market for the next few weeks. But boy, either way, it's probably going to go down a little bit, isn't it? Definitely looks like it. So, in a ways, yeah, definitely. So I do these live streams every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So make sure you stop in. I don't mind staying on for close to an hour as long as I keep getting requests. So if you have something you want me to look at, then definitely put it in the chats. Otherwise, I guess we'll just end it and come back later. Yeah, I can look at stocks. It's no problem. I definitely, it's just an opinion, but I can definitely look at basically anything. Yo Swiss. Yeah, I'll look at the Yo Swiss after, no problem. New Mount Corporation. Wow, strong down, huh? Oh man, yeah, that's kind of a hard one to say whether it's done or not because that looks like perfect 5 waves right there. That's like a perfect 5 waves almost. That might have already ended its correction. I see impulsive down, corrective up, impulsive down. That may already be the ABC. That could be like a wave 1 and a wave 2, and maybe we're gonna go up for wave 3 eventually. For wave 3, 4, 5. Back up towards the highs. That's the monthly time frame now. Sort of time frames. Boy, it looks like it wants to go down one more time. I think that's probably an A, B, probably down for a wave C, probably wave one, A, B, C of two. Oh, okay, it's a gold mining stock. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think it's gonna go down. Take out these previous lows, probably go to a Fibonacci retracement of this move up. Maybe the 78% is like down here somewhere or something. Then it's probably gonna go up pretty hard by the looks of it. I don't think you can go too much lower than that. Well, it's just gonna start looking pretty weird. It's not too bad. Doesn't have as many gaps as some other charts do. Definitely not. Could be a wave one, wave two. It might be starting its wave three and wave C. That's what I think's going on. Definitely looks like it. And yeah, yo, Swiss. Swiss pairs are in a major range on the higher time frames, on the real high time frames, that is. Ah, thanks, Joseph. I really appreciate that. Ah, from New York City. Nice. I used to work out of Boston, which ain't too far from you. Spent like 17 years working for a union out of Boston. So, anyways, but yeah, thanks for the support, Joseph. No problem. Definitely stop in anytime. I would do these live streams almost every weekday of the week. The dollar CAD does look like it's going to turn down at some point. I do agree with you. To be honest with you, I'm kind of wondering if this Euro Swiss is eventually going to go up and take out these highs. But on the daily time frame, it looks like a possible ABC, but it's definitely not really holding. Kind of seems like it should still be bullish, doesn't it? Yeah, we never really hit a fib level. Kind of wondering if it's still bullish and it really is going to go up into this little blue box I got up here. I have a feeling that all the Swiss pairs could turn pretty bullish on the like the weekly, monthly time frame and go up and take out this blue box. That's why I have it here. Because boy, the monthly really looks like it just wants to keep going. It looks like it wants to take out this high, making a pullback to the whole move down. But then you go down to like the daily and it starts to look like an ABC correction. I see five ways up. I see a WXY down. I see impulsive up. But the fact that this is showing a five-wave move on the daily means that we should potentially see some sort of a five-wave move on this time frame also. So I'm actually wondering if this is not an ABC and that this move down is potentially a correction to the last wave up. Quite a few years, to be honest with you, because I worked a full-time job while I was learning the trade. And I had a really good job anyways, because I worked at a union out of Boston, so I had a really good job. So I didn't really want to quit my job for no reason. So it took me a few years, definitely. Let's see. Definitely looks like it needs to go down more to me. This looks like a potential expanding ABC right here. I bet it's going to go down again. I bet this is a wave C of B and it's going to go down again by the looks of it. I think even if you dedicate like all your time into it, it takes most people, you know, a year or more. If you have a full-time job, you probably need to expect like 4 years, to be honest with you. That's kind of how long it took me to even be consistent. But I had a full-time job at the time, and when I was working, I was not able to look at my cell phone ever. You cannot look at your cell phone while you're at work, so I had to trade higher time frames. Yes, exactly. I just recently read a couple of the Van Thought books, and he said that you can almost pick a random buy and sell strategy where literally just flip a coin and you buy and sell. And with really, really, really good risk management, a random trading strategy can be profitable with almost no analysis. Literally just flip a coin and say buy, sell. So depending on your risk management, that's the most important thing by far. Van Thop calls it position sizing. Position sizing. But I think this is likely a B, C, a B. Does anybody else have any requests? Leverage is dangerous. Yeah, I've never. I've been trading since 2008, 2009. I've never once like had a margin call or anything like that. I have 30 to 1 leverage, and I've never even come close to having a margin call or any issues with leverage. If you're having an issue with leverage, then most likely you're trading a very, very short time frame with extremely tight stop losses, going for very, 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 very large entries. CAD Swiss. It wants to bottom out, doesn't it? I'm wondering if it's just a wave five, honestly. It looks like a ABC, but when you go out to the monthly, it just looks like it's in a wave five. Maybe it's gonna make a double bottom before it really turns back up. On this time frame, because of all other Swiss pairs, I was thinking that if you erase this spike right here, it just looks like a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you got 1, 2, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves down, and then potentially 5 waves up for like another A, B, C type thing. But boy, it's closing below the 78% pretty hard. If this pulls back at that area and starts to push up, I would say that we're going to go up and take out all these highs. If it does do that, which it looks like it wants to. We're currently at the 161% Fibonacci extension of this last wave projected off of the last move. Hey, buddy, yeah, definitely US dollar yen. Ah. Hey, man, how's it going? Yeah, I'll take a look at sugar. No problem. I would keep an eye on this. It definitely hasn't turned yet, but boy, this thing definitely could turn up. I even have it labeled as an ABC because it definitely looks like a possible ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially a 5, potentially turn back up and start a pretty big move to the upside, maybe. I am very, if you're talking about the really high time phase, Joseph, I think that the US dollar CAD could go all the way down to, I don't know, maybe the 1.18 area. But that's the monthly time frame. That's an extremely high outlook. Shorter time frames, I think that it's going to go up to the 78% at this point. If it goes up to the 78% and then starts to move down, then okay, yeah, it probably is an ABC. But I don't think the move up is finished. 78% would be 1.448, 1.44800 would be potentially my target for that wave C. If it really is a wave C, that is. Sugar. Oh, yeah. I could be trying to go up, huh? I wonder if that's I wonder if that's a complete correction right there. Or at least maybe this is an A, this is a B. They'll at least go up for a wave B, huh? And then down for C. Maybe that's what it is. Probably more likely a wave B to come. A wave C, a wave B, huh? Yeah, I think that is what it is. I bet that's a wave A. I bet that's a wave B. I bet it's gonna go up and make a wave C. This is gonna be the A, and this is gonna be the B. Yeah, I think so. Daily time frame. We gotta take a look and see. Trump is talking at some point this evening. I have to take a look and see if I can find that calendar again. I lost the link for it again. I gotta look it up in my history. See if I can find the link for the White House schedule. Where is it? I should have closed it on Friday potentially, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. But overall, I think there's a good chance that I don't know. It seems like there's a good chance it's going to go up. Maybe it's going to go down a little bit before it goes up. Maybe it'll do something like this, but seems like it's going to go up on the higher time frames. Where is this White House schedule? You have to take entries on whatever time frame works for your lifestyle. I can't really answer that for you. When I had a full-time job, I took all my entries above the 4 hour time frame. Every single entry I took was 4 hour time frame or above because I was not able to watch the charts at work. If you are able to watch your charts all day long, then yeah, you can trade the 1 minute time frame if you want. If you have a full-time job, then you really have no business even looking at anything below the 1 hour, which I think is a big mistake that a lot of people make. So if you have a lot of responsibilities in your life, then you can't be a scalper. You just cannot do it. If you have a full-time job where you can't look at your cell phone like I did, then you have to trade like the 4 hour time frame and above. How are you going to trade the 1 hour time frame if you can't check your charts almost every single 1 hour candle that closes? So that's kind of a question you need to ask yourself. What kind of trading fits my lifestyle? If you're home and you're available, trade the 5 minute time frame, 1 minute time frame if you want, 15-minute time frame. If you're not available, then 4 hour, 2 hour time frame. If you can't even do that, look at your charts at the close of every daily candle. I've known people that have been successful trading the daily time frame. They literally look at their charts once a day at the close of the daily candle, and that's it. And they're done for the day. And you can be successful doing that too. So your dollar is definitely not wanting to go up. Where is that? Oh, is this it? There we go. I found it. I found the Donald Trump schedule. 40 to 50 pips max. This is the White House schedule. What time is Trump talking? Because this wasn't on here a few hours ago. But now Trump has a speech tonight. So in order to see what time that speech is, because it doesn't say it on there, you can come to the White House schedule, the Donald Trump White House schedule. This is in Eastern Standard Time zone. Just keep in mind that whatever time this is Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in the UK, you have to add 4 hours now because they had that daylight savings time already. So it's 4 hours difference between the UK and it's 5 hours difference from like most of Europe, like Spain and stuff. The president holds a director of Secret Service executive orders. So close the press, close the press, close the press. All this stuff it says close the press. So at 2 p.m. he's got something going on. At 3 p.m. he's got something going on, and at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time he has something going on. But it says close to press, so it could be this one. Oh, it's about the executive orders. So it probably is this. It's going to be right here. It's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be after 7 p.m. UK time. So probably around 7 p.m. UK time, I would expect to see a pretty decent move. If he says something in that press conference, at least. CAD is on fire to the downside. I think the CAD yen is going down to the 100% Fibonacci extension still, unless the yen pair proves me otherwise, unless the JPY basket proves me otherwise, which I definitely could. But I still think it's a wave A. I think it's a wave B, and I think it could keep going down. I still think that the CAD yen could go down to $94, whatever, 94, because that's 100% Fibonacci extension of wave A projected off the top of wave B. So seems like a pretty likely target. The yen has definitely been pretty slow going. But boy, I mean, looking for shorts is definitely still the way to go. I would definitely recommend nothing but shorts. I mean, even if it does start up, I wouldn't be trying to go long. I'd be trying to go short every chance I got, especially these 1, 2, 3 wave pullbacks. 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 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Looking for 1, 2, 3 wave ABC pullbacks, preferably Fibonacci bounces to go short again for the continuation of the downtrend. So, as my old mentor used to say, the only strategy right now is to either be holding a short, looking for an exit, or to be patiently waiting for another short. There's no options to go long because that is extremely counter trend. And if you want to go short, you have to be patient and wait for a short. If you are already short, then you're waiting for a breaker structure up or something, maybe on the 30-minute to get out. Maybe you're waiting for something like that to exit. So, definitely still recommending shorts on all the yen pairs, unless the JPY basket turns down. If the JPY basket turns down at this fib level, breaks structure, then I definitely will be doing nothing but looking for longs. But right now, I'm definitely doing nothing but looking for shorts. So I'm definitely recommending shorts still. Boy, dollar is trying to turn up, trying to turn again, man. Look at it. Yo, dollar is still extremely bullish. It just does not have any selling power. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong, it could go down a big structure, but until it does, we have to keep in mind this could just be another ABC correction right here. This could be a wave one, this could be a wave two, it could go up and make a wave three, especially with Trump talking. So keep an eye on it, that's for sure. So, anyways, like I said, we do have these Zoom meetings every single night of the week at 6 p.m. Eastern well, now it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 6 p.m. GMT time, UK time. If you haven't done so already, definitely do join my Discord channel. It is 100% free to join. So definitely check that out if you haven't done so. If anybody is interested in my membership, then my website is fxtripcollector.com. Link is in the chat and in the description. So I will talk to everybody tomorrow evening. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading, everyone.